Hello guys, Happy New Year's. Christmas has just passed. I feel like people are falling back into their normal, or at least I am. I figured now would be the best time to sit down and give y'all a little bit of a bookish Christmas haul. Firstly, the biggest present that I got for Christmas this year that has anything to do with books has to be the bookshelf. I mentioned it in my last video, but it's still coming along. It was indeed a Christmas present, and I'm so grateful, and I cannot wait to see what it's gonna look like afterwards. I say we get through the presents that I got that are still bookish, but they're not books. First, I got this printout, this ACOTAR printout, and I got it framed as a present. It's 3 different wings that are, I guess, talked about in the ACOTAR series, and it's like the anatomy of them. I just think it's so beautiful. It's so neutral and sleek, and I love the framing of it, and I'm super excited to hang it up in the hobby room. The next thing I got for Christmas that isn't necessarily a book is I guess you could call this a nook. I think that's what people are calling it. It's a bookend, but there's like a world inside of it. This one in particular has a library inside of it, but basically it's just supposed to look like a book, and you put it up on your bookshelf, and it's like a world inside of a book. And this one you have to actually build, so I'm super excited to get to that. It's 217 pieces. Gosh, I don't know where to start. Actually, hold that thought. I have one more gift that's not really a book. This is the cutest, most unique little like watercolor painting looking Kindle case. It's literally a Kindle case. One of the main things about it that I absolutely love is when you close this, it turns off the Kindle, okay? And then when you open it back up, it wakes up the Kindle. Is this the only one that does that? Maybe I'm gonna start with a book that I already read and finished since Christmas. This is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dwyer. This book in particular is told from several different perspectives. The main 2 are told from a boy and a girl that live on the opposing sides of World War II. The synopsis reads, Marie-Laure Leblanc lives with her father in Paris near the Museum of Natural History where he works. When she is 12, the Nazi-occupied Paris and father and daughter flee to the walled citadel of Saint-Malo, where Marie-Laure's reclusive great-uncle lives in a tall house by the sea. With them, they carry what might be the museum's most valuable and dangerous jewel. In a mining town in Germany, Werner Finnig, an orphan, grows up with his younger sister, enchanted by a crude radio they find that brings them news and stories from places they have never seen or imagined. Werner becomes an expert at building and fixing these crucial new instruments and is enlisted to use his talent to track down the resistance. Marie-Laure and Werner, from warring countries, both having lost many of the people they loved, come together in Saint Malo as Dwyer illuminates the ways against all odds, people trying to be good to one another. The next book that I got as a Christmas present is A Little Life by this author. I don't want to mispronunciate her name, so I'm just gonna play it for y'all. I have heard a bunch about this book. Great things, all great things. I've also heard that it is very heavy. For that reason, I have not picked it up because it's very intimidating. But now that I've received it as a Christmas gift, I almost have to, right? We will eventually, and I will probably love it. The first series that I was gifted for Christmas is the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. I have honestly meant to get to this series for a very long time now, and I'm super excited to finally have them in my possession. And I'm really looking forward to reading the series and then watching the Netflix show, comparing the two. The books go in order from The Duke and I, The Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman, and Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. The next book that I asked for Christmas and I was very grateful to have been gifted is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. The synopsis of this book says, the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. Amid the spore oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? This book seemed super intriguing to me because, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear that Brandon Sanderson has come out with a new book and it's not a high adult fantasy that I personally have a really hard time comprehending, I'm intrigued. I want to enjoy his writing style without overworking my brain so much. I'm really excited to read this. The next book that I asked for Christmas is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare is the author that got me into reading. I know. Her Shadowhunter series, realm, characters got me into reading, developed my love for reading and for fantasy in particular. So when I heard that she was branching off from this world, creating a brand new one, I had to jump on. This book's synopsis says, in the vibrant city-state of Castellan, the richest of nobles and the most debauched of criminals have one thing in common: the constant search for wealth, power, and the next hedonistic thrill. Kell is an orphan, stolen from the life he knew to become the sword catcher, the body double of a royal heir, Prince Connor Aurelian. He has been raised alongside the prince, trained in every aspect of combat and statecraft. He and Connor are as close as brothers, but Kell knows that his destiny is to kill for Connor. No other future is possible. Lancaster is one of the Ashkar, a small community whose members still possess magical abilities. By law, they must live behind walls within the city, but Lynn, a physician, ventures out to tend to the sick and dying of Castellan. Despite her skills, she cannot heal her best friend without access to forbidden knowledge. After a failed assassination attempt brings Lynn and Kell together. They are drawn into the web of the mysterious ragpicker king, the criminal ruler of Castellan's underworld, who offers them each what they want most. But as the two descend into their world of intrigue and shadow, they discover a conspiracy of corruption that reaches from the darkest gutters of Castellan to the highest tower of its palaces. As long-kept secrets begin to unravel, they must ask themselves, is knowledge worth the price of betrayal? Can forbidden love bring down a kingdom? And will their discoveries plunge their nation into war and the world into chaos? I might have to get this book on Kindle, honestly, because just reading that synopsis hurt my wrist. I'm pretty sure this is a exclusive edition. Tell me why I didn't know this until now. Wow. There's like a quote on the back. It says, a stolen boy, a spoiled prince, a shunned girl, and a city as bright and dangerous as a blade. Oh, I'm gonna eat this up. Look at that. The next book series that I was so graciously gifted on Christmas was the last two books in the Naturals series. I'm super excited to get into this series. I think it's right up my alley as far as like criminal, psychological. I think there's a little bit of like a magical aspect as far as like powers in a sort, or strengths, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is the third book, Killer Instinct, and this is Bad Blood, the fourth book by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The next book series, the last book series that I got for Christmas, is none other than Miss Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. I know that it's about an assassin, and I know that it's a fantasy, slight subplot of romance. I know that the fandom for this series is strong and passionate and loyal, and I know that I'm going to be a part of them eventually this year, 2024. This is the last book that I received for Christmas. Oh, let's just take a second. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. So this is the complete novels of Jane Austen. It has Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, and Persuasion. One of my New Year's resolutions were to read a classic or two. What better way to do that than to have my hands on all of Jane Austen's novels? That concludes my bookish Christmas haul for 2023. Again, I am so incredibly grateful for all the gifts that I received this year. I am so excited to film my experience reading all of these books and to share them on the internet and to continue growing my passion and my hobby and my love for reading. That's it for my video today. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one.